she and Biden have like almost, in a way, some would say team up together. They're Biden's people to say, look, if you're going to complain about age, Trump's demeanor, Trump makes mistakes, forgets names. She's trying to equate Biden's decline, which is fairly obvious, with you for being, 77.
Well, he's declined, and there's no question about it, but he was always sort of semi-declined if you go back 25 years. No, but he was not one of the smarter people. He's tried to be president many times, 4 times at least that they know of. And all of a sudden, when he's most diminished, this is when he hit, and he did it. But if you look at me, I feel, and I really mean this, and I would tell you, and I think you tell me too, because we've known each other a long time, if I felt diminished, okay, let's use a nice term. If I felt diminished or declined any way, I think I'd know it. And I think I'd say, I'm not running. Somebody should talk to him. But if he runs, he runs. He doesn't seem to be, I heard you say that he's very persistent, and he probably is. I think most
stubborn.
people, I think that most people that run would be stubborn or persistent and, just not want to give up the ghost. But, we have a nation to run. We have a nation that has to survive. We have nuclear weapons, and the likes of which, and you don't even want to know about it, the most powerful weapons in the history of the world, so powerful that you don't even want to talk about them. And we have him negotiating for us. And in his best years, he couldn't have negotiated well. Now he has no clue what's happening. And I know Putin very well, and I know President Xi of China. I know them all. Kim Jong-un, I know very well. I did a great job with him.
Do you think they'd prefer him to remain as president because they believe that they can dominate the global, the global situation much easier with him in office?
Well, they want him very badly to be president. I mean, I'm sure a lot of money is being spent on between Russia and China. No question with China.
I never
Russia
thought
too.
about that.
Look, Ukraine would have never happened. I know Putin so well, and it was the apple of his eye. Ukraine was the apple of his eye. I said, don't ever do it. It would have never happened, by the way.
We're going to get into that in a minute.
Happened.
But back to Biden and his current state, whatever you want to call it. Will you challenge him to regular debates, regardless of the concern about the moderators? I know that's always annoying, but I'll be happy to moderate one, by the way. Would you challenge him? Come on, Joe, you can do it. Will you challenge him to a debate regularly on focus specific topics? In other words, so it's not a wide-ranging, just one debate on foreign policy.
Well, I'll do it right now on your show. I'll challenge him right now, and we can do you can do anybody you want. I'll take anybody from CNN, which is doing very poorly in the ratings, by the way, as you probably know. I'll take anybody, because I think you have an obligation in this case. You really have an obligation to debate. When it came to the Republicans, I was up by 40, 50, 60 points, like being up on her. I think a poll just came out. I'm at 91 and she's at 7.
Hillary.
And would you debate? You want to be smart. You don't have to waste your time doing certain
But that would be
debates.
instructive to see you versus Biden on any given topic.
Regardless of poll numbers. I'm way up on him now in the polls. And frankly, I think we have an obligation. When you have the final Republican, the final Democrat, you have the two people you have to debate regardless of polls.
How many debates would you commit to?
As many as necessary. I would like to do it starting now. I don't think he's going to debate, though. I really don't think so. I mean, we had a debate where at the end of the debate, he admitted I was right about almost everything, but in particular on energy. Do you remember? I said, I feel like Perry Mason, the way you just collapsed. And he admitted everything about energy, and that's what actually happened, and that's why your energy costs went up 3 and 4 times. I mean, we had $1.87, and he was up to $5, $6, $7, and that's going to happen immediately after the election. Let's not even talk about if he wins. We can't allow it to win. We're not going to have a country left. But that's going to be, you will have energy costs, and this whole concept of all electric, everybody having an electric vehicle, they don't go far. People don't want that. They want everything. They may want electric, but they also want other choices.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey,
That's
click
facts,
here
man.
to
They're gonna bring back the gas SRTs and the rain goes.
Half of Ford is like focused on going electric.
Yeah.
My brother worked there. He said they got like Ford Blue and Ford, well, I forgot what the other color was. They're like that whole half of the department, they just focus on electric.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Joe Biden literally does not need to debate Trump.
He don't need to debate nobody.
If they want any shot, they don't need to put Joe Biden on the stage.
They were. Remember, that's why Vivek. Hey, Vivek
wait.
Ben said this. Vivek said, "If it's me, whoo."
Actually, they got a new clip of Joe Biden walking out somewhere, and he was all like, people are saying you unfit, Joe Biden. He was like, will you have anybody else run? He was like, are you ready? And then he basically said somebody else might be running.
Nah, he didn't say that.
Hey, let's pull up the clip really quickly.
Starting California, is about coming up with a plan B for 2024. Does Gavin need
Can y'all hear him?
Yeah, pointing out the plan
Okay.
B for 2024.
Okay. He
He
said,
looks absolutely
he
like
said you're going to California.
Starting California, is about coming up with a plan B for 2024. Does Gavin need to stand by?
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm looking at you. We're looking at you. Hey, whoa.
Are you ready?
I wish I knew what he said after
I
that.
think he was getting ready. He was saying like, "Are you ready for me to talk?"
Yeah, I know. No, not are you ready for Gavin Newsom? Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, are you ready, buddy? Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just too late, man. But I mean, hey, maybe they can pull
way
a
too
fast
late.
one.
There's a new Suffolk poll out just now a few days before the big primary. And among those very likely to vote, you're up over Nikki Haley by close to a 2-to-1 margin, 63 to 35.
It's beautiful.
Yet today, she refused to step aside and said this.
Many of the same politicians who now publicly embrace Trump privately dread him. They know what a disaster he's been and will continue to be for our party. Some people used to say I was running because I really wanted to be vice president. I think I've pretty well settled that question.
Has she settled that question?
Well, I settled it about 3 months ago. And look, she's not working. She's here. She's down by 30, 35 points. And everybody knows her. You're not supposed to lose your home state. Shouldn't happen anyway. And she's losing it big. I mean, really, I said bigly and bigly. She's losing it bigly, but we're gonna really do a job. I think that, as you know, when we went to Iowa, we got the biggest margin in the history of the caucus, the biggest. That's a long time.
Why do you think she's staying in the race?
I don't think she knows how to get out, actually. I really don't. She did terribly in New Hampshire. She got the only vote she
But
got
she has a
was
lot
from
of money
Democrats.
behind her. What do they think they're
Well,
getting
they're
out of
trying to hurt me because of the general election. So the Democrats are giving her money, and she's playing into the game. And I think she just can't get herself to get out. She's doing poorly in the polls. Look, if she was doing well, I'd understand it. But she's doing very poorly. She lost in record numbers in Iowa, record numbers in New Hampshire, Nevada. No name beat. No name. We had no name.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey,
I think Haley gonna say he's a
Endorsement.
destruction toward the party when most of the party's been voting for him. What the
But she
hell?
wants to win.
Because she's trying to win, bro. She got to throw dirt on his name.
Yeah.
Please
over
don't vote
with.
for him. Vote for me. This my state. This my home state. I can't even win.
South Carolina.
Nah, you're cooked if you can't win your home state.
You're freaking
Imagine
fried.
DeSantis losing Florida.
I don't think that would
probably
ever happen.
He probably would have.
I don't think so.
I'd have put money up for that.
I don't think he would have lost Florida. They love him.
They love Trump too, though.
Push to control gas stoves, how far you could drive by forcing people into electric
terrible.
vehicles, all the new edicts that they really want to push out. What's really behind that? Do you believe there's a bigger agenda to kind of control movement, control people's freedom of movement?
Well, a lot of people said that. I'm not sure. I just think they maybe are just mixed up or confused. They come out with faucets where no water comes out. If you go and buy a home, and they know what I mean. The showers, you stand under a shower and there's no water coming, and you're saying you end up standing there 5 times longer.
What the heck?
But they want that. They want the
Well, they're
dishwashers to
doing
be
everything.
changed.
Oh, they must got, like,
all of that is part of the agenda.
So in Ohio, you have a great
Water
company
efficient
that
ones.
came to me, a dishwasher company, one of the biggest and finest companies, but they were going out of business. They said, we're not allowed to use water. And they also had a problem where South Korea was making washing machines, dishwashers, and other things, and dumping them into our country. I put tariffs on them, 50% tariffs, and I saved that company. Now it's a thriving company.
what you do.
What's happening between
He letting us
other
compete.
countries coming in free, you can't go into those countries, but they can come into us. We can go into China and pay a $100 tariff on a car They used to come in here. Now, I put a 27.5% tariff on cars.
That's the only reason their EVs are not swamping the United States. They're all over Mexico right now. The EV market is being cornered by China around the globe.
Electric vehicle? I never thought about that.
Me either.
China making electric vehicles?
It's 27.
Don't they make the Rivian? They have some electric car they just came out with.
They said they're all in Mexico. Boy, you probably flick an electric car from China.
That's probably why the interest rates are just insane.
The tariffs are high.
Joe's, it's alrighty.
Then I see why they're still trying to hold down Taiwan though, because if China own that end of the car industry,
Rivian's California.
They're gonna be trapping two different.
If that's what you believe.
I want to see what the Chinese electric cars look like.
No, they just had one that just dropped. It's called a Neo.
It's like the Hondas,
Bro,
right?
they got Toyota. I'm pretty sure that's a.
This is not Chinese.
I'm
This
pretty
the one
sure
that
that's
just
a Chinese
dropped.
car, bro.
Nah.
Toyota's not a Chinese car.
I thought it was Japanese.
Toyota's Japanese, I think.
That shit clean.
Yeah, it's a Japanese. Yeah, well.
Don't say same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's not.
I thought you said the same thing.
No. We're gonna do
crazy.
Yeah, that is actually insane. Now, I actually do. At first, when I thought about electric cars, it sounded like a good idea.
Innovate.
It's not a bad idea. But you know what? I think what we don't talk about enough is hybrids. We went straight from gas to electric. The hybrids, like the ones that you ain't even gotta charge, those are good. Because that saves a lot of gas.
Good on
so we all moved to hybrids. They move America to hybrids, and then eventually, maybe in 20 years, 30 years, they can go electric.
Oh, well, only problem I see with all electric, that mean they possibly can have all control of your car.
But I seen something that they was going to make the roads. They were going to they're trying to, I forgot where I saw it. They're trying to make roads that charge the cars.
That'd be
so
crazy.
you're driving on the road.
Yeah, in Detroit.
What type of Mario Kart, man? That's like.
I just heard of that before.
That's insane.
I forgot where I heard that.
It's in Detroit.
They already have it?
Yeah, the Ford, they having a road in Detroit.
That's cold.
Might be getting too far.
You can't go into those countries, but they can come into us. We can go into China and pay a $100 tariff on a car. They used to come in here. Now, I put a 27.5% tariff on cars.
That's the only reason their EVs are not swamping the United States. They're all over Mexico right now. The EV market is being cornered by China around the globe.
We would be dead if I didn't put that tariff on. I was going to raise it to 50%. It's 27.5. Otherwise, you'd have everybody would be dealing, not even a car they liked, but they'd be dumping them into our country. So what's happening now is China is going to Mexico and building massive automobile plants, and they think they're going to come in and just sell those cars from Mexico without a tariff into our country.
Will that happen under Biden if he actually won a second term? Do you think your tariffs will be pulled off?
Well, he can't do it now because it's so much money we're taking in. We took in $450 billion with my tariffs from China. Not one other president took in 10 cents. If I didn't do what I did with tariffs to China, I don't even think we'd be sitting here right now.
But he left a lot of them in place. He hasn't removed those.
He can't
but in a second term, would he?
I think he'd remove them.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to.
Hold on, Trump. That might be a little too far. Saying we ain't gonna be sitting here right now.
Well, they took over the game.
We don't know, but yeah.
Well, we got other industries we can get. Another way.
But he probably said China they probably chopping it for the low.
Tesla is the only thing keeping us afloat.
You know what else I didn't realize, y'all?
Probably. I would know. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
You know who else wants Joe Biden to be president probably really bad? China.
No, did you see that Russia and China just said they're not going to use the U.S. dollar in their trades?
They've been said
done. Like completely though, they're done. Like with everything they do now is not. It's probably gonna be with the yuan
or the BRICS.
What do you think Hunter Biden did or promised or winked about to get that money that he got? He's obviously not a financial whiz.
From many locations. I mean, from Ukraine, it was crazy because it was on the board. He was paid $183,000 a month. He got $3 million up front, according to what I read.
But they say Joe Biden, there's no evidence that Joe Biden received any financial benefit personally. And to that, you say?
Well, he's got a lot of houses all over the place, and he's never been paid more than about $179,000, I guess, is the top. Look, he's gotten a lot of money. Hunter's gotten a lot of money. Hunter gets millions of dollars just for sitting on a board, an energy board, and he admits that he knows nothing about energy.
Why do you think Joe Biden was able to raise $42 million in January? He's just headed out to California.
That's a lot of bread.
He'll be at the home of Haim Saban. You know him as a big pro-Israel benefactor, multi-billionaire. Why are the billionaires rallying to Joe Biden?
Well, look, they like me too. They made more money with me than they ever made before.
They did, so why are they
But that was in a positive. I'll tell you, the ones that I love are the ones that pay me on average $61, and I'm raising millions and millions of dollars. $61. And some of them do it every single month. That's the one.
Peter.
Because they're globalists and they want to just take over this country. They're globalists. They represent China. They have a lot of money in China. You know, China is very smart. They have all of these guys locked up. And, you know, if you go to China, they want you to build a car plant. If you build cars, if you make cars, they don't want you to build cars here. They want you to make cars, but they want you to make them in China. They don't want you to make them here. There's so much money that is tied up in China and some of these other countries. You know, everybody mentions China. The European Union is a disaster. I said to Angela Merkel before she left, before she destroyed Germany, and she did a bad number in Germany, I will tell you. And I liked her. Maybe that's why, because I'm for here. I'm for here, and they're for their country. And they are for their country, and I don't blame them for being. But I said, Angela, how many Chevrolets do we have in the middle of Munich? She said, why, I don't believe any. I said, that's right, Angela, that's not fair. We're going to change it, because they have Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, they have all of BMW.
They protect their industry.
They protect it, and they protect it from farm products. They protect it from everything. It's so unfair. I had that all changed around, all good. And then these guys come in and they destroy our country again. But there's no greater destruction
That's crazy.
than what's happening at our border, where they're letting millions and millions.
We're going to get into that.
He's trying to let Americans compete against other nations.
YouTube page.
And they trying to stop them.
That is interesting.
That
though.
is insane.
You always see people here riding in all those foreign cars, but I've never seen a video.
So Joe Biden got his
Hellcat in Abu Dhabi.
I bet you pull up over there with the Hellcat, they gonna want one.
They gonna want one. That thing gonna be. They gonna be like,
you pull up with a Shelby, they gonna
goodness.
be.
Oh my God, goodness, my friend. Where did you get that?
You know what? You know what I
to
think?
America, biatch.
So Joe Biden got us getting basically.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Business rise.
Oh,
You don't have
wow.
to say it like that.
What
They
a-
might
well,
flag that
What a
word.
terminology.
I'm sorry,
He's
brother,
probably
but,
he's trying to run the inhumane way.
That was quite the choice of words.
But look,
there.
He got American legs wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
it's not
Vaseline.
looking good.
And
No
Trump trying to
Vaseline is
close the.
insane.
All right, brother. He
Y'all
trying to
have to
close.
be so
guys are-
descriptive.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
the
man.
choice
Joe
of
Biden got
words
America
was
looking
it.
like
We
a
know
whore.
what. Yeah, we know. Joe Biden ain't no businessman.
That is insane.
Y'all think it's on purpose or he's just not?
That lets you
not
know
doing
how
it?
much money and how much people in America like is making money, because like that industry only support cars only in America, the Chevrolet, and it still is able to function in America.
They only sell it to Americans. Yeah,
That's insane.
they still all of them. Ford. You don't see no F-150s
But
over
think
there.
about Toyota, bro. They probably going crazy right now. in
But they say
Japan.
Toyota is actually one of the most sturdiest Toyotas. They ain't breaking.
Mr. President, one of the questions we've been hearing from voters here is, how do you plan to deport the millions of people? I mean, there's probably 12, 13 million people under Biden alone
13,
that have come
wow.
here. And how will it work?
It's going to work that we get the bad ones out first. They're coming in from prisons. They're coming in from jails and mental institutions.
How will you
insane
find them?
asylums. We're going to find them through local police. Look, the local police, they're so phenomenal. I love them. They love me. I think I have 97% support. They know everything. They know the first names. They know everything. And it's a new category. I don't know if you've heard this, but I came up with this one: migrant crime. There's crime, there's violent crime, there's migrant crime. We have a new category of crime. It's called migrant crime. And it's going to be worse than any other form of crime. You look at New York City, what's going on where they attack police. They want to fight police officers. Our
Happened today.
criminals don't
I
even
saw
do
that.
that
The
so
shelter.
much, okay? I've never seen, they're having
Hold on,
fist
bro.
fights.
It happened at the shelter today.
They was throwing stuff at the cops.
You would think that they'll move carefully.
Yeah,
They
they
know
were
they're not
upset
going
with
to jail, bro.
up in arms with the cops.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, African people, bro, when they come over here, they know to move careful. They will
Hey,
deport your
I ain't gonna
motherfucking
lie, I ain't
ass.
seen no crazy African situation besides. Did y'all see that African lady at the men's door?
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
not.
with the
That
knife?
That was kind of scary. All right, come on.
You look at New York City, what's going on where they attack police. They want to fight police officers. Our criminals don't even do that so much, okay? I've never seen. They're having fistfights with the police officers in the middle of the street. And we have to do something about it. These are tough people. Don't forget, they're not sending their finest. I know all the leaders of the South American.
Well, they really hit you when you said that in 2015. You said they're sending
it doesn't matter.
And,
yeah.
and now
I
all
took
these
a lot
years
of heat.
later.
Everything turned out to be right.
Well, CBC is telling us that.
Unfortunately.
I used to think he was racist towards Mexicans because that's what Twitter told me.
Customs and Border Patrol announced yesterday that just in 3 days, 452 Chinese nationals have been apprehended by Border Patrol.
That's crazy.
And Mr. President, 20,000 Chinese have entered since October.
Yep.
Okay, does this concern you more than other immigrant groups?
Probably it would, because it's China, and maybe what are they building an army in between? It was 29,000 people in the last three. Think of it, 29,000 people, and most of those people were young, male, fighting age, okay? So
what's going on?
Look, you want to give the benefit of the doubt, but China was number one. And you look at Yemen now, they're coming in, we're bombing. Here we go again with this guy bombing everything, gets no respect. He bombs and bombs. They're bombing Yemen.
Well, they're bombing
and
us.
we have a lot of
Houthi rebels.
Yemenis are coming into our country. We have people coming in from everywhere. They're coming in from the Congo. They interviewed some people last night. Where are you from? Congo. Where did you live? Prison. They're emptying out their prisons into
What's
our
the
country.
first thing you will do
He's got Joe
if you
Biden.
become president again on the border? I know that's going to be your first
There's
act.
two things I'm going to do. Number one is drill, baby, drill. And the other thing, equal, is
With that oil.
Look, I had the safest border in the history of our country, recorded history, because I can't tell you about 1,000 years ago, but recorded history of the border by far. We had it down pat between guys like Tom Homan and Brandon Judd and unbelievable people that you have on your show. We had a great, all Biden had to do is stay at the beach. You know, he goes to the beach. Somebody said he looks great in a bathing suit. So he goes to the beach. If he went to the beach and didn't do it, but he canceled everything, remain in Mexico, catch and release. We have catch and release, but we had release in Mexico.
Why were you against the House, against the Senate border deal, the bipartisan border?
Well, they allow 5,000 people a week, but a lot of people took it as 5,000 people a day. They said 5,000 people a week, and you read it, and it says 5,000 people a day. Number one, that, but it also made it much better for the opposing side.
Regularize, manage the crisis.
You couldn't manage it. It was so complex. You're talking about, first of all, if you want to close the border, you're president. I didn't have any legislation. I had people opposed to me very strongly, including Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan and Nancy Pelosi. That was a little triumvirate. And what I did after a year, I said, you know what, these people, I took the money out. We built 571 miles of border wall, and that's what made our border so good. We did another thing. I got 28,000 soldiers from Mexico. I sent to the president of Mexico, who I really like a lot. I think he's a terrific guy. He's a socialist, but a terrific guy, and he's fantastic, actually, in a lot of ways. I said, we need 28,000 soldiers to guard our border. He said, you got to be kidding.
Well, Biden
I ended up getting, free of charge, 28,000. We had the safest border we've ever had. Now, we have the most unsafe, we have the worst border in the history of the world. There's never been a border of any country anywhere in the world that's been like
Biden
this.
has announced, well, they've hinted that he's
gracious.
going to come out with a border executive order on the border to clamp down on illegal immigration before the State of the Union message. I thought he said he didn't have the executive authority.
So I do believe that he's baked in. I don't think he can ever even come close unless people are really stupid, which they're not. The public is much smarter than the politicians. He's not going to be able to change. He's not going to be able to change it. He's destroyed our country. This guy is destroying our country.
Hey, Sean Hannity
Trump
here.
knows-
Hey, click here to subscribe.
He always knows what to say, man.
He is destroying this country.
Seems like he's got a nice a concrete plan with some solutions. I don't see how people can be against that. I don't understand how you can say you're up to date on the current times of what's going on, and then hear this man lay out his concrete plan of solutions, and then say, "I'm against that."
It's no logic, bro. It's just straight emotions.
I would legit like to hear someone's argument. Oh, he's a crook. Like, okay, so explain that to me. Like, Like people, I've been seeing people on social media just go off with the headlines of the articles of what's happening to him and think that's like the proper procedure of what should happen, rather than doing some deeper diving and being more educated on what's happening and seeing how effed up it is and how unfairly it's going on. Because if they can do it to him, they can for shit show do it to you. Boy, he's a billionaire. You a thousandaire. You think you safe? Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
How you doing, Mr. President?
Hi, Kelly.
One of the many great things you did in your first term was put America first. One of the many, many great things you did. That isn't the case in the last few years, which is evident with the unnecessary billions of dollars in foreign aid we have given specifically to Ukraine. So what is going to be the solution to fix all of that spending?
Thank you very much, Kelly. Appreciate it. I like that question. I like this guy. I can tell.
He got a little charisma than Joe.
He's a man of common sense. I'm a man of common sense. You know, they say you're conservative, you're liberal, you're this, you're that. No, we're people of common sense. We need borders. We don't want to give foreign aid to countries that hate us. I mean, we're giving foreign aid to countries that hate us. If you look at the numbers in terms of the billions and even trillions of dollars that we give to foreign aid, and yet we don't protect our own border. We don't protect our own military. We have the greatest, you know, I knocked out ISIS. Everyone said it would take 4 years. It took me 3 months to knock out.
Yeah, they did disappear pretty quick.
We took out Soleimani. We took out al-Baghdadi.
These people
we
are
did
corrupt.
a job like nobody's ever done.
So you wouldn't be in favor of giving $60 billion more for Ukraine? Because they said without that money, Ukraine will definitely lose the war, which would then empower Vladimir Putin and endanger our allies.
And I guess the thing that bothers me most, it would have never happened if I were president.
Oh, it did happen. So what are you going to do about it?
But it would have never happened. Putin would have never done it for 2 reasons. Number one, I said, don't do it. He would never have done it. And the other reason was oil prices were low. At $40 a barrel, it doesn't work.
What would you
At
do now?
$100 a barrel, he made a fortune during this war. So what I would do is, first thing I get on the phone is with the European nations who are in for 25% of what we're in. We're in for over $200 billion. They're in for $35 billion.
We spent about $100 billion so far, but it will be $160.
It's a difference of $150 billion. They've got to start paying up. You know, it affects them much more than it affects us. We have an ocean in between us. They don't have that ocean in between. They have to start paying up. And you know why they haven't paid? Because nobody asked him. Biden doesn't call. Does Biden lie awake at night, sleeping, he turns for another reason, not for the reason we're talking about, sweating, saying, we got to get more. We've got to get them to pay up because there's $150 billion difference. I feel very bad. Remember this. You're really up against a war machine in Russia. Russia, what they do? They defeated Hitler. They defeated Napoleon. You know, they're a war machine. They're a much bigger country. Orban, who I think is a fantastic guy. A lot of people don't like him because he's a little bit on the tough side. He is the Prime Minister of Hungary. And he said, and he came out very strongly, they asked him, what's going on? The whole world is collapsing. He said, if the United States elects Donald Trump, it'll all end. Everybody was afraid of Donald Trump. It'll all end. And
The president of Hungary.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
Wow.
Hey,
You know what
click
they're going to
here.
say? They're going to say he's a racist.
Wow.
He's a racist. The president of Hungary. He supports white supremacy. He don't like black people. The president of Hungary.
You don't get your ass some way.
They're going to find a way.
We're turning into a communist country.
I can see that.
People around the world are expressing
but don't say
outrage
that.
over the death of Alexei Navalny, of course, in a horrific Russian prison. You posted on Truth Social about it. You said that his death made you more aware of the political circumstances here at home.
It's happening here.
Specifically your rivals. I want to give you the chance to expand on that because obviously your opponents have used that to say, again, pro-Putin, don't care about human rights or freedom, the freedom movement. And so what does that mean when you said it made you more aware of your circumstances here?
Navalny is a very sad situation, and he's very brave. He was a very brave guy because he went back. He could have stayed away. And frankly, probably would have been a lot better off staying away and talking from outside of the country as opposed to having to go back in because people thought that could happen, and it did happen. And it's a horrible ththing. But it's happening in our country, too. We are turning into a communist country in many ways. And if you look at it, I'm the leading candidate. I got indicted. I never heard of being indicted before. I got indicted 4 times. I have 8 or 9 trials, all because of the fact that and you know this, all because of the fact that I'm in politics. They indicted me on things that are so ridiculous. Fanny in Atlanta.
Fanny.
We're going to get into that in a moment. But
Our friend Fanny.
We're going to get into my favorite DA in a moment, but do you see yourself as a potential political prisoner in the United States? Because that's their goal, is to put you in jail behind your bars for the rest of your life.
If I were losing in the polls, they wouldn't even be talking about me, and I wouldn't have had any legal fees.
If you had retired from politics, would all these
if
cases?
I were out,
That's so
I
real.
think, although they hate me so much, I think if I got out there, still, let's pursue this guy. We can't stand this guy. Look, I won an election that wasn't supposed to be winnable. I then did much better the second time. I won't get into it, but I did because of Fox. But I did a much better job the second time. We got millions and millions of more votes the second time. And now we're doing much better than we did the second time and the first time, almost put together.
Are you a potential political prisoner, sir?
Well, I think because of the fact that I'm doing so well, that I'm beating Biden at a level that they've never seen before. This is not supposed to happen. You know, it's much easier for a Democrat to run. Much easier than
All right, we're going to take a quick break.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
He didn't answer the question, though.
Do
y'all think he's gonna be in prison for real?
He don't want to be a victim, but he
wouldn't-
like, man, they want me, but I ain't no
His
victim.
VP.
They ain't gonna hold me down.
But why you ain't just saying no?
Because they are trying to do that, but he's not gonna let them. You know?
Yeah, he's fighting. He's fighting for his freedom.
That's like
too.
saying, are you being oppressed? But then you beating the oppressors. You can be like, well, they is trying to oppress me, but I'm beating it. So, you know, I ain't gonna sit here and be, you know what I'm saying? They trying, but they ain't winning though.
Nancy, your good friend, your very good friend, Nancy Pelosi, was on MSNBC earlier today with your other good friends, accusing you of something which took my breath away. Watch.
What does he have on Donald Trump that he have to constantly be catering to Putin, telling Putin, go into these countries, NATO countries? I think it's probably financial.
Your response. You said you're going to abandon NATO and Putin has something on you.
So I know the real Nancy Pelosi. She's highly overrated. Let me just tell you about Nancy. I went in. It's all sound bites. You know, with them, it's all misinformation. Everything is dis and mis. A little difference. Dis and misinformation. I went in, got in, and I stopped Nord Stream 2. Most people don't know what that's the Russian pipeline. The most important economic deal, plus, I call it economic plus, much more than economic, ever. I stopped it. I told Germany, you're not having it. I told all of Europe, you're not having it. Anybody that wants to have it, they're not dealing with you. I ended it. That's the biggest deal ever in the history of Russia. They are going to supply Europe with oil and gas. I ended it. Biden comes in, and he vetoed what I had done. It was done. Nord Stream 2 was done, and he approved it. But he ended the Keystone Pipeline, which is our pipeline, which should have been approved.
Yeah.
When people say that about Russia, and Putin would even say to me, he said, you treat us very bad. I had sanctions on Russia that nobody's ever put there before. In fact, Biden took them off. It's just misinformation. Anybody that walked in and ended, and remember this, Putin took land from every president of our last 5, except for one, me. And now he's going for the big one. He's going for all of Ukraine.
No.
He's going for all of Ukraine, not just a little piece. He's going for all of and that's under Biden.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to...
Biden got them strikes, man.
Why when we find out he win, bro?
I will actually genuinely have upset in me for a few days.
Like, it was just really hurt my heart.
It's going to be like when KD left OKC and went to the Warriors.
I'll be
for me
devastated.
personally. I was pretty devastated about that one.
But
But this will be worse now because I'm older and this is our country, not
affecting
basketball. But that still affected me.
I'll cry, y'all.
I'm going to get on here and cry in front of everybody for real. Like what's his name? Van Jones. Van Jones, damn bald-headed ass.
But the thing Van Jones was crying about, he was talking about
Trump won.
He was talking about Vivek.
Nah. The other time when Trump won, he was crying.
He was crying when Trump won.
He was like, we have to be concerned about taking our daughters to the daycare. I have to be concerned for my children.
The audience has been asked who they think would be a good choice, and various names came up. One of them was, of course, Vivek Ramaswamy. He's made a big splash. Ron DeSantis, who's making an appearance today in South Carolina, we just found out. Obviously, Tim Scott, Byron Donalds, and a big presence here for Tulsi Gabbard. Very interesting.
Who's that?
And Kristi Noem as well, I should say.
I recognize that name.
Are they all on your short list? And when can we expect that you will announce your choice?
The one thing that always surprises me is that the VP choice has absolutely no impact It's whoever the president is. It just seems. I remember when Sarah Palin was actually picked, and she did have a big up, and then they just went after her at a level that nobody's seen. The Republicans themselves went after what they did.
But you'll be a one-term president because you've already served, so you can only serve for one term, although they say you'll never leave office. I assume that you'll never leave. There'll never be another election
don't
again.
do it. He'll never leave. He's never going. Oh, these people.
So for that reason, it is important who you pick.
So I think it's very important. But look, first is that, as we said, it has to do with whoever is, it's a very important position for that reason. You would like to get somebody that could help you from the voter standpoint. And honestly, all of those people are good. They're all good. They're all solid. And I always say, I want people with common sense because there's so many things happening in this country that don't make sense. Who wants an open border? Who wants high interest rates? Who wants all electric vehicles? And they're fine, but you want to have choice. You want to go to combustion. You want to go to any hybrid. I think the hybrid are much better from that standpoint. But we were talking about faucets. We're talking about so much. It's all based on common sense. We want a strong military. We want choice in education. We want to have things that can really make our country great again. What we're doing with the open border is a disaster. We are destroying our country. We're going to change that fast, and we're going to get your energy prices down.
Mr. President, thank you so much for this.
Damn it! We want Vivek, though.
Man, that's going to be,
He said somebody with common sense, and nobody has, I think, shown more as far as articulation and debating people on pure common sense.
I think
getting people
Vivek.
Fired.
As
Then
far
Vivek
as
Ramaswamy. You know what's so funny,
as
bro?
far as viewership,
I was trying to explain
but-
to my dad the other day. I was like, we were just talking about the YouTube and everything, and I was like, we was talking about Vivek, and he was like, yeah, this. He was like, how'd you figure out about Vivek? And I was like, man, it's the Don Lemon. He didn't even know. My dad didn't know who Don Lemon was. So I'm trying to explain to him. I'm like, well, he's this dude. He's been seeing it for years. I said, Vivek cooked his ass so bad they fired him. He was messed up about that.
Did you see that Don Lemon tweeted a link to Trump's GoFundMe?
No.
Yeah.
When?
Like 2 days ago.
That needs to be talked
he
about.
gonna come out.
I saw Ashley reply.
He gonna say, actually, I'm a Republican now.
I saw Ashley reply to it.
Y'all want? He gonna say, Fox, y'all need
trying to gain his soul
to.
back.
He said, what if you say, I'm trying to come up with the Cartier Family Channel? I
He
want to
done
be
lost
part of
his
y'all.
soul.
Hey, let's see if we can interview him about that. We're gonna try to hit up Don Lemon. We know people know him.
Based off what I've seen, it would be from who I think it would be between Vivek and Tim Scott.
I don't think it'll be Tim Scott. I think it's
Or
Vivek
DeSantis. Or
but
DeSantis,
I don't think it's DeSantis for
You
sure.
misspelled this.
Because he was on him too
Misspelled
bad.
what?
Libra.
I mean, on a realistic note, I hope Vivek is the VP, but
Boy,
I
I
just-
literally
I just-
pray.
I just hope he's in the cabinet.
I hope he's the VP for real.
I just can't see
For
Tim
personal
Scott
reasons.
coming to talking about a real deal with some real
Man, Tim
high-level
Scott is
people.
over.
He was a senator, bro.
True.
I know.
Y'all playing on his top like that.
Then we're gonna
He be back there with his big old
he
gum,
gonna get
smiling.
slide on the chest. It's all we can do for you.
Nah, I'm
man.
hard on Tim. I rock with
I rock with
Tim.
Tim, man.
But I rock with Vivek more,
Yeah,
for
but at
sure.
the same time, though, I don't know if we get to a high level, table, and they'll even take Vivek serious. Like he can talk, he
Why
can
they
talk
come to
and talk.
why he's a billionaire who can articulate. He got respect, a businessman. He already was
But him
proven.
behind Trump, would you take the United States serious? They come
Yeah,
in the building.
yeah.
Would you take Vivek serious?
Yeah, I would.
What the hell?
Who else you gonna take serious?
I know, bro. I'm just talking about the look. I know he can talk good. I
But
know
the look
for
don't
sure he
matter.
can
The
talk.
look don't matter.
I'm
What you
so
talking about? What he
confused on
supposed to
why
do?
they-
What, he gotta get swole or
I'm
something?
so
Like,
confused on why they wouldn't take him serious.
They definitely would take him serious.
I think he just talking, bro.
Yeah, he
No,
be
but
yapping.
it's
He
worse
just
than-
be yapping, man.
It ain't
We got
gonna look
Biden.
worse
We
than,
got
it ain't gonna look worse than Joe Biden.
we got a
following
turned
with
off light
Kamala,
bulb
so.
in the office right now.
But I'm just talking about
No, I don't see what you're saying at all.
I don't either.
And he
I'm
young.
gonna keep it. I'm
You
talking
hate
about off look. If you see,
So you're saying his
Donald
skin
Trump
color?
come in
I'm
there,
so
with Robert F.
confused.
Kennedy, that might look.
Because it's
a
two
little
white
better.
men? Hell no. I
I'm
don't care
so
about what he talking
confused
about.
on like what about Vivek doesn't look like.
Nah,
I mean,
yeah, Vivek's serious.
He just wanna
look,
argue, bro.
I'm not just, bro. Look,
Like you downplaying him and you was
I
supposed to, you was
like
trying to say you
Vivek.
in
I like
support.
Vivek, but what I'm saying is, I'm telling y'all what other people didn't tell me and why they don't like Vivek. They say he just don't look like he could be at a high level.
And that's
position.
cool. They
Well,
can
that's
say that.
ignorant, 'cause
They
that's
can say
lack
that,
of
but
knowledge.
it's only one
'Cause you didn't
self-made
hear him.
billionaire.
If you
and it
vote
ain't
based
that
on how
motherfucker
somebody
that tell
look,
you that.
then you
emotional,
you the
bro.
problem.
Yeah, no, and listen,
Do what the people
we
say.
can say the people can say anything.
Which people?
Who's a self-made billionaire? It ain't
I
the
know
people.
a lot
It's
of
Vivek,
people
and that's who I'm rocking
rock
with
with
right there.
Vivek.
If they voting off looks, then
We're not even talking about race. I know black and white people.
No, I'm
And
saying,
people
I
on
know,
the
I know.
channel,
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of people like Vivek, but it's a lot of people that don't like Vivek.
off look, then they not thinking because you got to hear what he got to say.
And they're doing it based off his
But if
religion,
you say you don't-
and they're doing it based off his look, because nobody's cooking him.
If it's other reasons besides the look, then you can.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason,
look.
I believe.
The-
Where he's from and his religion.
He's from America.
I know, bro, but like, you know, Indian and all that, bro. People look at that and be, you know, they're being stupid.
They're not listening.
No, I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. You know,
So
if y'all
once they listen to him and they look into it, they gonna be like, oh yeah, he's cooking.
bro, people have already listened to him and made a decision that they don't like him.
Well, they do that about Trump too.
Yeah, bro.
No, yeah, I'm just
that
saying.
could be applied to literally
How
anybody.
many things I say on here, y'all, I'm saying what other people didn't tell me. You know, I don't.
So
be
you
saying
don't
it
think for
literally.
yourself. Exposed.
I do, buddy. I'm just bringing stuff up. Like, I'm just bringing topics up.
He
for
doesn't
us
think
to,
for
you
himself,
know.
guys. He's holding on himself.
No. Look, guys, a lot of things I say, I'm just bringing up topics for us to discuss and see how everybody feel about them. I mean, I ain't telling y'all my opinion all the time. I'm just saying stuff. All right, let us know who y'all think should be the VP, guys, and how did Trump do on this town hall. I think he did great. Megan did great. Yeah, he's for sure. No,
her name Laura Ingram?
No, bro. Her name Megan, bro.
Are you sure?
Positive, bro.
Her name's Laura, like I said.
Laura, what's her name? Laura what?
Laura Ingram.